Hey guys, Coach Brick's back. Hey, as fall sports are starting up, all right, one of the key things you got to remember, all right, that most athletes lack and coaches lack during this time, okay? We get to these double days and all this kind of, the stress level goes up. Kids have to get up maybe earlier than they're used to all summer long. They're not prepared. They may not be in shape like they should be. All right, all summer long, you should be in shape. Hydration might be an issue. The heat might be an issue. All right, all these things got to be taken into account. How much stress is being placed on the body? But the number one thing is this: sleep. All right, sleep is one of the keys. And for all you coaches out there, I think sometimes, I'm not always the best to speak on this subject because, as most people know, I get limited amount of sleep, anywhere between 4 to 6 hours a night, which isn't great. All right, I don't recommend it to anyone. All right, but the more research I'm doing to try to help my athletes out, to get them better and keep them prepared and keep them healthy as long as possible, and the more I read, and this was given to me from one of my athletes who did a seminar for me back in the spring on sleep, and he talked about the effects of sleep on learning. And everybody goes, why are we talking about that now when we're getting ready for, 2 days? Because in 2 days you got to learn so much. Let's be honest. Coaches are trying to cram a lot of stuff in a short amount of time before your first scrimmage, your first game, or whatever. And some athletes who haven't been around most of the summer, who maybe didn't go to the, voluntary workouts and stuff, have to cram a lot in. And one of the ways to do that is you got to get sleep. All right, sleep is key to learning. All right, it's just this. Why do you think young kids, babies, sleep so much? You ask any parent, a newborn sleeps almost all the time. They're either crying, eating, going to the bathroom, or sleeping. All right, and as you get older, they still sleep a lot. They tend to sleep anywhere between 10 to 12 hours still a night. They need that. Now, high school kids, they probably need a good 8 to 10. Some of them sleep 20. I don't know. Some of these kids tell me they wake up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is kind of crazy. But still, sleep is very, very important in our learning process and how we learn things. So if we're, trying to implement plays and implement new objectives for a team, might be a new coach, you got to let these athletes get to sleep. And I understand some people crunch for time. You can only get the field at this certain time, but you got to make sure you're stressing this part of it. Maybe after they're done with their morning workout, before their afternoon workout, you try to get them, and you can't force them, but you're trying to tell them, hey, listen, go home and get a nap. Go home and get some type of sleep. All right. When we're done at night, get your sleep. All right. Because look, it's critical for the mental and physical patterns. All right. So if I'm teaching something, physical, this new technique, this new drill, all right, my body needs that sleep to remember it. All right, my body needs that sleep to get it and take it all in, so I know what I'm doing out there. All right, so then I can come back fresh, ready to go, and I remember it. The mental part of it. You're talking about a play. You want them to run a certain pattern or a certain drill. This is key. Sleep is key. Okay, so you can't be up all hours of the night. Also, another thing, sleep is really key after an event. Okay, so like I told you earlier, if we're talking about a practice in the morning, get that sleep. Have those athletes, I understand maybe right after they might be wound up, but then as soon as they can, let them wind down before they have to go back out again. 30-minute nap, 45-minute nap, whatever it is, get that in. All right, because that's some of the most important things where they're going to take that all in. The brain's going to process that and then help them perform at another level. All right, I think that's very, very important when it comes to our athletic development. And I think that's one of the things coaches overlook. All right, also athletes, because let's be honest, an athlete will get done with 2 days. Okay, athlete will get done with 2 days, and guess what they'll be on in the middle of the night? All right, up to all hours of the night, on their Instagram page, on their Facebook, whatever they're doing. All right, social media, Snapface, Snapchat, whatever it is, they'll be on there doing their kind of things. All right, turn the thing off. All right, turn it off. If you're an athlete, high school athlete, turn the thing off for the next 2 weeks. All right, don't look at it. Don't worry about it. Okay, you'll still live. Trust me, life will still go on. The end of the world's not coming. All right, you'll still live. We dealt with it. We lived, and we're still here to this day. So you can live without it. Turn it off for the next 2 weeks and see how you do. All right, those blue lights and stuff that you get off your screens and things are horrible. They keep your serotonin up so that you don't produce the serotonin to help you fall asleep at night. And now you're not falling asleep into the deep sleep till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden you got to get back up at 5 or 6. Just horrible. You're not getting these sleep patterns down, and we're going to develop not great learning patterns. And that's what we don't want. You need to get your sleep, all right? So these next 2 weeks are vitally important for a lot of athletes out there as you're transitioning back to your sport. And also some of these athletes, you're going from sport, and in a week later, you got school coming up. So it's vitally important that we get our sleep, all right? So make sure you're turning your things off. Get yourself to bed, a good comfortable time, like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then hopefully you don't have to wake up till like 5 or 6, and they're 8, 9 hours you got right there, and boom, you're ready to go for the day. And if you can get that nap, okay, right after your morning practice, then get the nap in. All right, these are some tips, guys. Hope parents, athletes, and coaches, all right, take this all in and apply this. All right, because I think it's very, very important for our health and development as an athlete. And I'll talk more on this as we go along throughout the week and stuff, because I think sleep is underrated. Like I said, the more I don't get, the more I appreciate the time I do get to actually lay down and sleep. Because like I said, when I do get my sleep, I conk out pretty quick. All right, but like I said, don't be me. Okay, this is the time that I'm not asking anybody to be like me when it comes to sleep, because you want to do the opposite of what I do. Get your sleep, because I want to see you excel at a high level. All right, guys. Coach Brick, stay strong, stay blessed. Remember, greatness never rests.